On today's episode, we check out some what ifs and what could be's. Curious? Let's dive in. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So, as we're still in this dog days of the off season, things trickling here and there of some sports news, still waiting really for our season schedule to come out really right now. I think that's the next big thing to happen for the Nuggets, at least. I know there's been a couple of rumblings within the league lately. I know Luka Doncic signed a 3-year max contract with the Lakers, and De'Aaron Fox did a contract with the Spurs. What else happened recently? I think that's pretty much it, right? Not a lot going on. We're in the off season, so and then a couple of other, I guess, lots of podcasts going on, right? MPJ seems to be going wild with his vlogging, and there's a clip that he did of trying to give a homeless man money, and the homeless man was like so far gone that he didn't want money, and then got a lot of criticism for having a camera shining while doing a good deed. But at the same time, like, how else are we going to see good stuff if someone doesn't have a camera on? So I'm kind of okay with people putting a camera on to do a good deed, so that we at least see that and not all of the constant toxic negative stuff on the internet. So, but it was just kind of a very MPJ thing to do, to assume that someone else would be okay with having money. He has that childish aspect to life still. So, but then the other thing that was really a great take was Joe Mazzulla was on a podcast. I don't know what podcast it was, but he was on a podcast recently. And if you don't know, Joe Mazzulla is the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and he was talking about the play of game today. And obviously, when you talk about that, you talk about Jokic, and he was talking about how Jokic plays like a water polo athlete, and it makes a lot of sense. It was a very good take, the way that he palms the ball and he lets guys gather really close into him, and then he will just like tap a ball to someone else or into the basket or whatever. He does very much play water polo basketball, essentially, and he does play water polo. He did before, so it makes a lot of sense now, the style of basketball that Jokic plays. He also connected Joel Embiid to soccer. There's a lot of soccer within Joel Embiid's style, so a lot of interesting things there. But I wanted to take some time to kind of, while we're still in these dog days, talk about some what ifs, if you will. So my first thing was to kind of construct a roster based purely on Nuggets players, former or current. So my kind of thought was the best starting lineup using only current or former Nuggets at their peak. So they have to be at their peak, right? So we're going to go into our starters first. This is the starting lineup for the best possible Nuggets team you could have ever had, getting all of the previous players at their peaks to play at one time. So this is definitely, we are stretching it here, but just a what if they all played at the same time at their peaks and they were all on the same team, what would it be like? And this is my opinion, so feel free to comment in the section there of what you think your best roster lineup would be. But for me, this is mine. So starting lineup, this is the starting five. Obviously, you have to go with Nikola Jokic as the starting five. I mean, to not would just be insane. He's the best player right now of the world, and he's the best player When he retires, if he continues on and is able to get in a couple more championships, he could easily retire as one of the top 5 greatest players to ever play the game. So, and then at the 4, we would have AG, Mr. Nugget himself. I mean, he pretty much almost got us to the finals for the second time by himself this last playoffs with a hamstring issue or the calf. No, it was the hamstring. It was a second grade hamstring strain. Yeah. So, plus he also did have the calf issue all season. So, I mean, AG, gotta love him. His heart, the way he plays, AG is my 4. And then number 3, I know there might be some, heat against this, but you can't discredit the fact that Melo was definitely one of the Nuggets' best players of all time. I know he didn't get us a chip, but he did get us to the Western Conference Finals, and he was a very good player. He actually did more for Denver, I would argue, than he did for the Knicks, because he never brought the Knicks to a conference final. So I got to have Melo as the 3, the small forward. And then at the shooting guard, someone who I feel like is very underrated, not talked about much, should be talked more about, not just within Nuggets world, but within the NBA world. There needs to be a reckoning for ousting this guy, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. At his peak, he was one of the best players in the league, and it's a shame that he got ousted because the way he was playing, he is easily going to be one of the best point guards of all time, I would think. And so for that reason alone, I got to have him as the 2, the shooting guard. And then my personal favorite point guard has to be Jamal Murray, the Blue Arrow himself. Got to be as the starting one, our point. He brought us to a championship along with Jokic. I know he's had some dog days and during the regular season. He kind of shows up late, and he really hasn't even been a playoff Murray in a while. But I have good feeling in this next coming season he's going to be definitely back. But regardless of that, he is him when he wants to be. And I love Jamal Murray. I love him for that. So there's your starting 5. Now we go into the bench. This is the second string. All right, this is the second string of 5. These are the people that would eat up the non-Jokic minutes. And then, so at the backup 5, I would have Dikembe Mutombo. You cannot say anyone else was the second best center of all time in Nuggets without talking about Dikembe Mutombo. This guy was amazing shot blocker. Definitely one of the greatest centers of all time. Just even defensively, one of the best defensive players of all time, if not one of the best, maybe the top 5. I would put him in the top 5 of best defensive players of all time. Shame that he passed not even a year ago. Great player. Forever grateful for how nice he was to me and my mom when I got to meet him. So Dikembe Mutombo, number 5. The backup 4 would be obviously Chris Anderson, the Birdman himself. Just a great asset to the Nuggets when he was in here. It was a shame that he had to go to Miami, but great player there. And then the backup 3, the backup small forward to Melo would be MPJ. I know a lot of people hate MPJ, but he was a part of the championship starting 5 for 1, and he was projected to be the 1 seed when he was drafted. It was only the fact that he had the back issue that he started to go further and further down the drafting lane, and actually thankfully for that, we were able to land him. And I will forever love MPJ. He is definitely one of the best Nuggets to ever wear a Nuggets jersey, so got to have him as a 3. And then the backup 2 to Muhammad Abdul-Rauf would be CB, Christian Brown. I mean, the Jayhawk can fly. He can, poster Gobert, Lopez, Chet. Like, you got to have him. The fire that he brings, the intensity, the never quit attitude, the must win attitude, the we just got our asses kicked. Well, now we're going to battle back and show you that that wasn't a one time thing kind of attitude. Like, got to have him on the team. I mean, say what you will about how young he is right now. I definitely think he is going to be a great player. A little longer, he just stays because when you look at the gap between just his second year and third year, like the growth there is just phenomenal. I'm really excited to see how much better he gets himself to this next coming up season. So, and then the backup point guard to Jamal Murray, for me, has to be Chauncey Billups. I mean, he was great. He's a part of that Western Conference final return that Melo brought the Nuggets first in like 20 some years, right? The first one being in the 80s. So gotta love Chauncey Billups. Plus also Colorado native, or original Colorado, born and raised in Colorado, played for us. Like, gotta love Chauncey Billups. Much love for him. And then that's your second string. So that's the bench for the second string. Now let's get into the third string bench. Now, I understand that some of these players you might have ranked higher or maybe not lower than me. I understand that. But again, this is my lineup. So for my third string lineup of Nuggets players, the guys that maybe you would swap in depending on the opponent's lineup or on the trash minutes or whatever, you would have our backup five as Paul Millsap. I mean, what he did in the bubble for the Nuggets, he was definitely a great defender and shot blocker. He averaged a decent amount of points too for being a five. So got to have Paul Millsap as the backup five. And then my backup four, power forward, would be Antonio McDyess. I remember when I was a little kid going to all the Nuggets games and seeing him and just amazed at what he could do. And he had a phenomenal career, could have been even better. I wish that he would have stayed a Nugget. But, the business is what the business is, and it's going to happen. People are going to get traded and everything go away. But still, Antonio McDyess was a phenomenal player. I loved him as the power forward, so got to have him as our backup four. The backup three to MPJ and Melo would be Alex English. Now, I know this might be controversial. You might have him as the starting three, or you might have him as the second string three. But for me, I just loved MPJ too much, and I had to give love to or credit to Melo. So Alex English, gotta still have him on the team though. There's no way you can't have Alex English on not on the Nuggets team at all in this kind of what if scenario. So Alex English comes in as number three, and then same thing, David Thompson. He's going to be my backup two. I know some people might have him as the starting two or the backup two, but he's my backup two, and there's no way I'm not going to have him on the. I'm not going to have him on the team. So David Thompson is that too, and then for me, I got to bring in some fire, and I loved this one season that we had of him. I wish he was on the team for next season. It's a shame that he's not going to be, but got to have Brody as the backup point guard. I loved what he did, and love him or hate him, I mean, he just makes the game very interesting to watch. You are like, even if he's bricking or if he's throwing passes that to no one, basically to the crowd, like it's still a roller coaster of emotions that he brings. And when he is on, and he brings that fire. I love it. So I got to have him as the backup point guard. So there is my what if roster lineup. of the first, second, and third string players, 15 guys there. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your if you agree with me, or if you would switch out some people, or if you have a completely different lineup. I seriously doubt any Nuggets fan or any any basketball fan would have anyone other than Jokic as a starting five. But let me know if you did. So the other thing I was going to talk about was, what are the biggest factors for the Nuggets to win this season? So when we walk down this path, just thinking ahead, trying to figure out, what's going to happen with the team. We have a great lineup so far. It looks very deep. We have seems to be a very deep roster right now, but it's all on paper. So we're just working with on paper kind of stuff right now. I think just from what we've seen before, one key factor is Jamal has to show up this season. He has to. It would be phenomenal if he showed up in the first games, even the first 15, 20 games, and he averaged 20 to 25 points in those games, maybe even 28. To be able to make an all-star, he would have to average roughly around 28 points. So that would be phenomenal if he averaged 28 points in the first 20 games. Man, that means that we're doing something right. And then the other thing I would say is key pieces of the bench. Well, actually, no. Before I go into that, I would actually have to say Cam Johnson is a big what if right now. We haven't seen him play on this roster. Yes, we can assume that he's going to be amazing on the roster. I know a lot of people would say anyone other than MPJ is already going to be an upgrade. I get that. I don't agree with it completely, but I get it. MPJ was there for vibes. He didn't have much vibes this last season. So, it was definitely weird. We'll see going into the season. I hope Cam Johnson shows up and we get some exciting moments with him. I do have a feeling that we'll get at least a handful of exciting moments. But if we get a lot more than that, then it's going to definitely be worth it. So now moving on to key pieces in the bench that I really hope stand out is, well, actually, there one last thing too, health for the starters. The health has to be there in order for us to win this season. The calf strains, like AG missing out on, 30 games or so, that really hurt us. Not having AG in the lineup really hurt us, because he is definitely one of our best defenders. He's one of our biggest guys. He's one of our strongest guys. And we were just losing the 50-50 ball as well as the rebounding without him there. He also is great at just muscling up a dunk or a layup. So, and also he's been very well at the 3 line. So just health in general, health from all of the guys. Murray, AG, CB didn't miss a lot, but it always sucks when you have the players in your starting lineup missing games, especially Jokic. So if everyone else is healthy and they're all contributing the way that they're supposed to be contributing, that's going to ease up the load that puts on Jokic, and so Jokic will not be as beaten up. He's going to get more rest time. So that is definitely something that we need to watch out for and hope for. And if that happens, we're winning. Next thing is bench. So bench, I want to see if Julian Strawther gets better. He needs to show up. It's his 3rd season now. He needs to show up now. He needs to show up, and then and plus with that, I want to see his ball handling increase. I want to see his shot making, especially his 3. He was really drafted for being kind of like the next MPJ. He was supposed to be the good sharpshooter that we have. And he's been really phenomenal with that floater. He really perfected the floater, but I want to see him get better at the 3. I want him to be shooting close to 50% or averaging close to 50% over the season. That would be great. Then we need to see if Brucey Brown is him from the chip year, or if we're getting another an older version of Brucey Brown. Obviously, he is older, but is he going to be playing older, or will he play with the same effort and tenacity that he played in the 2023 chip year? We need to see that. Hardaway Jr., he hasn't played with us yet, so we need to see how he plays with the rest of the team. And I'm hopeful, always hopeful, but again, we haven't seen it, so that's another big thing. Peyton Watson, how has Peyton Watson's growth happened? That has he grown? He's in his 4th year. Now it's like kind of do or die with Peyton Watson. I feel like if he doesn't show up this season, as much as it would just suck, because I do really enjoy Peyton Watson. I love Swatson. There is no one better on our team for blocking shots than Swatson. But I mean, it's his 4th year right now. He needs to be in the contention for Defensive Player of the Year. If not, then I mean, it might be time to send him somewhere else. Also, his shot making, he needs to be better with the 3. And a lot of people have said that part. A lot of people have said be better with the 3. For me personally, though, I want to see him dunk successfully. Those one-handed dunks in transition, got to work on those. There was way too many missed dunks this last season and the season before that too. It wasn't just a one season thing. It's been growing. It's been there. So I would love to see him get better in transition. Then the other thing is just to see how present Valanciunas is. If he gives us the best version of himself, awesome. But if he's going to be checked out and on just kind of waiting for the season to be over so he can go play in Greece and everything, then that's also going to be a failed transaction of getting him onto the Nuggets. We need to make sure that he is locked in and wanting to win a championship with the Nuggets. And then the other thing is just the younger guys, seeing how well they show up. Deron Holmes played a phenomenal summer league. Will he continue that in regular season? I know he will get minutes. We'll see that more so in preseason. And he is now the official new MPJ. He walks like MPJ. He's nice like MPJ. I mean, he just needs to find his aggression. He needs to get a little bit more aggressive. And but I love him, and I'm hopeful that he's going to be make a significant impact on the team. But we need to see it. The other thing is Tamar Bates. He didn't have as good of a summer league, I know, as he would have liked, but I still have a lot of hope for him. And plus now he has me hooked. He's my guy. Like, after meeting him and his family, phenomenal people, love them. Just want nothing but the best for Tamar Bates, and I hope that he really shines out this season. Same thing with Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones needs to show up as well. And I love his mentality that it's not just about personal accolades or stats. He is so locked into what he can contribute to the team. That team effort, I love that. And that's the kind of guy that I want on my team. So I'm glad that he is on the team. And I just hope that he continues to get better and add where he is kind of lacking a little bit. So, and then, I mean, I'm kind of thinking that we will definitely need to see Hunter Tyson improve. But, man, I would also say for him, if he doesn't improve, trade deadline, if you can get him off, get him off. Same thing with Zeke Naji. I mean, Zeke's had a lot of time to show improvement. He had a couple of good games this last season, but it wasn't consistent. He needs to be consistent. Same thing with Jalen Pickett. Jalen Pickett gave us some good games down the stretch there, but still, I mean, he's one of our backup point guards. He needs to be better as well, and someone that is a go-to. If not, the Ben Wallace needs to find a way to offload those two contracts. So that's pretty much in my as my view is what is a big what if, and if these things fall into place, we are winning a championship. And there's a lot of what ifs there. I just said a lot of what ifs. And so for a perfect world to happen, we are 100% winning the championship. But we always know that there's not a perfect world. And so we know that there's going to be some leaks here and there in this boat that we're, cruising down on. I'm just really not confident in Hunter Tyson. I hope he shows up. If he does, it'd be amazing. But I'm not confident in him. My confidence is waning with Peyton Watson. I really hope that he has his best year yet this coming season. I really hope Jamal Murray comes with being him at the beginning of the season and is in shape. I know so far we haven't gotten that with him, so it is something that we would be very excited to see. I think he would impress a lot of people if he did. And this is his year to be at All-Star. I don't think that he's going to get another chance at being an All-Star. This is his last chance, in my opinion, I think, for that, because then he's just going to get older and it's not going to get easier. So usually it's right around this era that the players have their best opportunity to being an All-Star. I think this is one of his last times. I mean, it is very true, too, that maybe he doesn't want to be an All-Star, and I hope that he's not intentionally tanking his stats to try to not be an All-Star for the beginning of the season, because he does always show up at the end of the season, when it's too late to be an All-Star, and then after the All-Star break, then he starts to play. It does kind of make me wonder, maybe he is intentionally not doing well in the beginning of the season to not be an All-Star. But we'll see how he shows up. And then other thing too is Brucey B, Valanciunas, Cam Johnson, Hardaway Jr., our new assets. How well are they going to play? How well are they going to play with the team? Is the team going to have a cohesion? Are they going to play as one? Are they going to be the vibes are going to be good? Like, that's all something that has yet to be seen. We haven't seen any. I don't think that the team has even played together yet. I mean, Jokic is off playing Europe basketball right now, so we don't even know how the team plays together. So it'll be very interesting to see in September when they go into training camp a little bit more of the guys vibing together. So hopefully that happens. But there's a lot of what ifs. I'm very excited about this team, but there are a lot of what ifs. And there's a lot of what ifs, though, with a lot of teams right now, too. I mean, the Rockets also have a lot of what ifs. And then I would say the only team that doesn't have what ifs, or at maybe like minimum what ifs, is the Thunder, unfortunately. Like, they retained everyone there. And the only what if for them is if they stay healthy, pretty much. I mean, I'm very excited to see this Nuggets team playing at their peak against the Thunder and seeing how well we do and how well we match up. Now that we got two more backup bigs, Deron Holmes and Valanciunas, like, bring it on, Thunder, bring it on. Same thing with the Timberwolves. We've got to crush the Timberwolves. I think a successful season would be us sweeping the Timberwolves and at least winning the series against the Thunder. Those two things. Also sweeping the Lakers, sweeping the Celtics, sweeping the Wizards. We cannot get swept by the Wizards again. The Wizards. We cannot get swept by them again. And then who else was annoying? Oh, I mean, hopefully we'll win against the Pacers again. I mean, we've had 9 years or 9 games winning streak against them that just crumbled in this home game last season, Malone's last game with the Nuggets. And that was the first Pacers win against us, and it was in our house. So hopefully we can come back and win against them, even though I'm not really a hater on the Pacers. So, but it would be nice to, win the winning games, the ones that we should be winning, we'd win. I also would say, too, a successful season would include at least one game that we crush the opponent and win a blowout by at least 40 points, 40 or more points. The Thunder have done it too many times. Like almost every other team has done it at least once or twice. It would be really nice to see the Nuggets finally do that. So let's see. We got to wait and see so far. So we're playing the waiting game right now. Yeah, pretty much. But that's all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.